Good enough myself. I thought the J and Wine fell apart a bit.
Let's go to Des.
Taking them along, about 4 lengths in front, Lord Windermere, and towards the inside is First Lieutenant. Racing on now towards the fence on the far side. Over the first, and Ryder May lands in front. Good jump by Last Instalment now brings him right up on the outside. Lord Windermere just in behind. Lyrene Legend is next, and on the inside, First Lieutenant. Then comes Tidal Bay. Racing just on the heels of the leaders, and Texas Jack is just dropped in, the back marker of the 7. Over the next, another brilliant jump by Last Instalment has now taken him to the front for Brian O'Connell to lead from Roy de May and Davy Condon in second as they make their way now right across from the stands towards fence number 3. And Last Instalment lands in the lead. Roy de May second. Lord Windermere is running third. And then comes First Lieutenant. Tidal Bay, Lyrene Legend towards the outside. And Texas Jack is just the back marker. So they make the run on now to the next fence on the far side. And over in front is Last Instalment showing the way to Roy de May on the inside of Lord Windermere. Lyrene Legend is next on the outside of First Lieutenant, who's towards the inner of Tidal Bay, and Texas Jack is just the back marker. So on they go now, making their way to the next fence, which is the first of the ditches, and Last Instalment showing the way to Roy de May and Lord Windermere, who's close up on the outside, being followed by Lyrene Legend, and then comes Tidal Bay. And on the inside, First Lieutenant with Texas Jack still just tracking them up. They're tightly grouped as they come to the fence that'll take them across towards the straight. And in front, Last Instalment leads. Lord Windermere, Lyrene Legend, Tidal Bay between horses. Roy de May on the inside. First Lieutenant followed by Texas Jack as they round the turn to swing into the fence to face the one to bring them up in front of the stands. In the lead as they make their way now to race to the fence that'll bring them up to the stands, and Last Instalment, Roy de May on the inside, being followed by Tidal Bay as they come now to the fence in front of the stands. Lord Windermere towards the near side, First Lieutenant, Lyrene Legend and Texas Jack. So they race up now to pass the stands in the Hennessy Gold Cup with Last Instalment, Brian O'Connell in the lead. Disputing second, Roy de May, Davy Condon on the rail. Tidal Bay, Ruby Walsh in the centre, Lord Windermere, Davy Russell on the inside, First Lieutenant, Brian Cooper, Lyrene Legend and Barry Geraghty, and Texas Jack and Paul Carberry still sit just tracking the field. So they race on now. The 7 runners go to the fence away from the stands, shortly about to come up to the halfway point. Last Instalment, Roy de May, being followed by Tidal Bay. First Lieutenant's on the inside of Lord Windermere and Lyrene Legend, and still Texas Jack tracks them up. Fence away from the stands now. Last Instalment, Roy de May on the inside. Tidal Bay, Lord Windermere, Lyrene Legend, First Lieutenant, and Texas Jack. Next fence away from the stands. They've 9 left to jump. And it's Last Instalment, Roy de May on the inside, Tidal Bay, Lord Windermere and Lyrene Legend, First Lieutenant and Texas Jack. Racing now to make the turn to take them into the back straight with a little over 1.25 miles to go and 8 more fences to jump. Last Instalment leads Roy de May, and third is Tidal Bay and 4 Lord Windermere. On the outside, Lyrene Legend, and on the inner, First Lieutenant, and they're being followed by Texas Jack. First fence now down the far side. This will be 8 from the finish. And Last Instalment with Tidal Bay moving up within half a length on the outside. Roy de May is third. Then a trio disputing fourth. Lyrene Legend on the outside of Lord Windermere and Last Instalment. And 2 lengths to Texas Jack. Last Instalment takes them on now towards the next. 7 left to jump. Last Instalment, Roy de May back second. Tidal Bay third. First Lieutenant on the inside of Lord Windermere and Lyrene Legend. Still a couple of lengths to Texas Jack. Going now to the next fence. 1 mile from the finish. Last Instalment over in the lead. In second place, Roy de May. Tidal Bay, followed by Last Instalment. Lord Windermere and Lyrene Legend right up on the outside, and a couple of lengths to Texas Jack. Second last of the ditches, 6 from home. Last Instalment leads over in front of Roy de May, with Lyrene Legend improving on the outside of Tidal Bay. They're being followed by First Lieutenant, Lord Windermere and Texas Jack. Going to the next now. And it is Last Instalment over in front of Roy de May. They're being closely followed on the outside by Lyrene Legend, Tidal Bay, First Lieutenant, Lord Windermere, and Texas Jack, the 4 left to jump. And Last Instalment takes them to this one, a length and a half in front of Roy de May, Lord Windermere on the outside. Lyrene Legend, First Lieutenant, pushed along on the inside. Texas Jack creeps a bit closer, and Tidal Bay is just the back marker, but they're very tightly grouped, with the final ditch coming up 3 from the finish. Now the field very tightly grouped, and Last Instalment will lead now to this one by 2 lengths. Last Instalment over in front. Lyrene Legend second. Lord Windermere is third. They're being followed by Texas Jack and First Lieutenant creeping a bit closer. Tidal Bay and Rue de May. 2 left to jump now. And for Last Instalment is over in front of Lyrene Legend. They're being followed by Lord Windermere and tracking them on the outside First Lieutenant. But Last Instalment is kicked now for Brian O'Connell and taken a good 4 lengths out of this field as they run off the turn. He's being chased by First Lieutenant. Lyrene Legend and Texas Jack is fourth. They're on the run now towards the final fence, and it is Last Instalment 3 lengths clear. First Lieutenant, Texas Jack trying to make ground the outside, coming down to the final fence. Last Instalment over and clear now of First Lieutenant and Texas Jack and Lyrene Legend, and then Tidal Bay, but up towards the finish. It's Last Instalment out clear for Brian O'Connell, and is going to win the Hennessy Gold Cup for Gigginstown and Philip Fenton. Last Instalment wins by a long way. The veteran Tidal Bay comes through to take second. First Lieutenant is third, and then came Texas Jack, Lyrene Legend. Lord Windermere is next, clear of Roy de May.